Hey, what's going on YouTube? Marine X back at it again. No matter where I'm going, off to the shop, going to Walmart, getting stuff for dinner, I always have this pouch with me no matter what's going on. So fantastic. I had to make this twice. I'll call this my urban pouch, but you can kind of call it whatever the heck you want. The baseline for this is the Nutsack Double Admin pouch. Now, my more premium version of this is made with their leather version. Then we also have the one that's made out of their wax canvas with the MOLLE strips all around. Both of these serve different functions, but they're both basically made the exact same. Why the heck would I want something like this? There are times where I just pop out the house real quick with Mrs. X, and whatever's in my pocket is in my pocket. It's normally a knife, it's normally a flashlight, but if those things are forgotten, if I forget to grab them that day, these pouches will make sure that I'm good to go. And so the essence of these, I'll link down below anything that may particularly be of interest. But the thing about me, the biggest thing for me particularly is just ensuring I have the basic items inside. Nutsack Double Admin pouch. It doesn't matter which one you get. They're both the same sizing. You just got to decide which one works for you. I like the wax canvas version whenever I have a bag similar to this. I just got this bag in. I haven't even taken the tags off yet. This is the 2-day assault pack by Mystery Ranch, but this thing does not self-stand because it does have a rigid back. So I like to use something like that Nutsack bag because it will allow for me to help offset this bag and make it a little bit more self-standing. I would normally put this coupled with my tech pouch at the bottom of those bags in any type of bag I carry, whether it's Brown Buffalo, Mystery Ranch, Vertex, you know, it doesn't really matter, or Ebony Stock or whatever. These two items would normally help my bag stand up on their own. So, but the tech pouch is normally not with me every single place I go, because if I'm just going to Walmart, I don't really need a tech pouch. But there are times everywhere I go, I always have this with me. So the MOLLE one, it's better for me in bags, especially it comes with the MOLLE straps, so that if you have a bag stuff that comes in from like Vertex has a lot of MOLLE inside, other Nutsack bags have MOLLE inside. You can attach this to the inside of those bags, Go Rug bags. That way this thing secures itself, so when you flap the lid open, as long as it's closed, everything stays inside. It also has these two D-loops on here. If you can buy the actual shoulder strap accessory from Nutsack and makes this into like a pouch you can wear, but it's not the most comfortable thing ever to wear that way. It does have MOLLE everywhere. If you want to switch those around, it has MOLLE on the back as well. So really just however you want to outfit it out, it kind of gets the job done. So one thing I like about these is if you pack them correctly, they self-stand. So these things are really well made. It doesn't matter if you have the wax canvas version or if you get the leather version. If you pack them right, if you put the stuff in here correct, you're going to be good to go. You're not going to have to worry about them falling over. Let's go through this one first. They're basically the same, but I'm going to show you some different things. These are idea items for you, just in case you want to grab some of the stuff. So you will notice that they all have the same basic layout. 2 large slip pockets with a bunch of MOLLE behind them, right? Those are standard MOLLE sizes behind them. So if you have different items that you're used to putting inside of your MOLLE straps or whatever, these things are going to work just fine. So in here, I normally have a battery bank. This is the Nikkor Gen 4 of their MB10000 battery bank. Fantastic little battery bank to just have with me at all times, just in case I need to power my devices, my kids' iPads, all that type of stuff. This is the Olight Arc Pro. Okay, so I like the Arc Pro because it does have the good lumen output. It has UV light, it has a flood, it has a spot laser, but it's USB-C, so I don't even have to worry about bringing the proprietary charger that Olight makes. I can just use the battery bank if this thing were to be dead. And it just helps out if I run out of the house without a flashlight. Like right now, you know, there's not a flashlight in my pocket. So if I were to run out right now, I would be good to go just taking this thing with me. So next to here, I always have a MOLLE Zippo holder with a Zippo lighter inside with butane insert, because I do smoke sticks. So a lot of times I will keep a Zippo inside of here just in case I go somewhere. And what I normally do, if I am going to go somewhere and there's a possibility I can bring a cigar, I'll just drop the cigar at the bottom of this bag and just let it lay across. or if I go somewhere, I'll buy a stick at their facility, but I'll have my own cutter and my own lighter. I carry an additional knife in here. The very rare times that I walk out of the house without a knife in my pocket, I will have a knife. I tend to want to put a knife in here that's less likely I would have in my pocket. This is the Benchmade. This is the full immunity, the automatic version. I like it. I got it at Shields on their, I think it was a Black Friday sale. So this thing's normally like $250 plus. I got it for 125 bucks. So that was a steal of a deal for me. M4 blade steel, Benchmade, you know, great policy, all that good stuff. Benchmade cigar cutter right here, completely discontinued, but I like to just have a cutter with me just in case I, you know, the stick thing we just talked about a second ago. So normally in the bottom of this, I don't keep anything, but if I wanted to, I could throw something else down there. In the middle is the sheath for the cigar cutter. And then I normally keep a microfiber cloth in here, wipe sunglasses, wipe cell phones. That's really all it really gets used for. You might have other use cases. So the other side, same, we have the Leatherman Wave Alpha in a bit kit. This is by Galvanox. So I don't have a Leatherman bit kit in here. This bit kit, I think these bits are actually better than Leatherman's. And I like the fact that they're double-sided, not two pieces of kit. So nice. It has everything in here, especially T6s, T8s. Those are really important to make sure that sometimes, like, even though I have my handguns optic torqued down correctly, I went on the range the other day. It came loose. It's just nice to be able to have this with me. I was able to quickly fix that on the fly. I do have a ratchet extension from Leatherman. It was on sale. I grabbed it. I haven't used this in a while. I think I used it at a hotel room a couple of months ago, but it's just nice to be able to have it. Now, the Leatherman Wave Alpha has a pry bar in it, but this is a dedicated pry bar with a bottle cap lifter. A lot of times what will happen is my cigar cutter comes out onto the table, my Zippo and this pry bar all come out and they just sit on the table. If I'm sitting with a buddy, we use this to crack open beers or whatever we may be drinking. So if this grows legs, and it only cost me like 24 bucks from Daily Carry Co., although it's made of titanium, I feel a lot better that this growing legs than my Leatherman Wave Alpha just sitting out on a table at a random cigar lounge or a bar or whatever, because that would make me freaking pretty pissed off. So that's why I have a pry bar as well as a multi-tool, because obviously the multi-tool has a pry bar built in. I do have in here a set of nail clippers by Victorinox. These things work really good except for my thumbnail. I have really hard nails and they grow really fast. So this thing, I have to like really cut my thumbnail in like smaller increments because my thumbnail is really difficult with this. But the rest of my fingers, this thing works just fine, knocks it out, no problems whatsoever. It does have a knife and a file in here. I don't use any of the other components that is in these nail clippers other than the nail clipper. So I know it has other things in it, but I don't actually care. But it's just nice. Sometimes you're sitting in a vehicle, you're waiting around for your kiddo at cheerleading or something like that. Boom, you're good to go. So I do have a pen in here. This is the Journeyman. This is their older version of their mechanical pen, but what I like about this one is I did change out the guts for a better routing. I think I put a G2 skin insert in here, and it was harder to find the insert because the older ones, the inserts are not very common, so it was just a little bit harder to find, but it writes really good in it now. So I'm really happy about that. Dude wipes, super important to have dude wipes with you. If you know, you know, but just kind of keep those with you at all times. I also keep a TSA lock in here. Whatever bag that I have, most bags that I have TSA locks on them. So if I take my weapon off my waistband and put it into my backpack or my sling that I'm carrying, I can lock that zippered portion, and just gives me another peace of mind just in case I want to lock my stuff up. That's really important. You may ask, you have a pen X, what do you use with the pen? I have a field books in here. And then I have, although my battery bank has a cord built in, I also keep an additional rolling square charging cable in here just in case I need it. And so this pouch has changed a little bit. I don't have it as packed as I've had it in the past. It kind of just makes it just that much easier. One thing that you're not going to see in here is you're not going to see a charger for my smartwatch, because today's video sponsor does not need a charger for a smartwatch because this thing charges with the sun. This is the Vera C5 Tactical. Their best selling and one of my favorite watches from them. This watch is normally on my wrist if I just want an everyday wear. Doesn't matter if I'm wearing a suit like I was last week when I had to go on business, or if I'm going to just be piling around in the man cave or doing stuff around the house. Big, easy to read watch face with a big 40 millimeter, USA assembled. It has a great date calculation on here. Very good loom. Comes with 2 watch straps. And it is very hard to get assembled in the USA watch with all these type of features, with the sapphire crystal glass, a lockdown, screw down crown with the Vair on the actual crown itself. This is a very, very good watch. If you're trying to get yourself away from a smartwatch that sometimes you try to wake it up to see what time it is, doesn't work right. It dies within 48 hours. Even the best of smartwatches don't go past 30 days. 6 hours of sunlight with this thing will get you 6 months of reserve time for this battery. And beyond all of that, this does not distract you. A smartwatch, you get dings, you get vibrations, you get reminders. You ever been on a 20-foot ladder in the air and got a notification on the smartwatch and it distracts you when you're supposed to be painting or hanging Christmas lights or something like that? Shout out to Vair for sponsoring today's video. I think you're going to like this much more than your smartwatch, and it's going to make you that much more sophisticated. Speaking of sophistication, the leather version of my same pouch. So basically, this one may be in a bag somewhere, okay? And so although I really love this wax canvas version, this leather version of the pouch a lot of times ends up under my armpit as I walk out the door. It just kind of works out for me that way. I love the way this thing is outfitted. So one thing I like about Nutsack is they have the acorn logo, and then they have their Nutsack like logo. So for me personally, I really like when they put the word Nutsack on stuff. So I like that on this double admin pouch, they put Nutsack back. Like they kind of got away from using the word Nutsack on their products, and they were just putting the acorn. I'm like, bro, go on, lean into that shit, bro. I like the fact that you don't hide the label like you've done in the past. Okay, I'll go through this one quickly because it's outfitted basically the same way, same concept of stuff. Battery bank by Nicor. This is Gen 3 of the same battery bank that you saw. This one just doesn't have the built-in cable. It has the cable next to it. Another field book. This one has the nail clippers back here. These are red nail clippers, same concept. Sitting around somewhere, bored, waiting around or whatever. I got some nail clippers, a toothpick, whatever I may need. Then I also have the old college try in here. This is by NAF. This is a nice small knife, same concept of having a small knife. This one's just not automatic and it doesn't have the same blade steel, but the same concept. Okay, so just to be able to have a knife, just in case I were to forget a knife, which I never do, but you know, there could be a time when that happens and I would just have a knife at my ready versus wondering what the heck, you know, happened with that. Molly here on this one is black. The zipper on this one is brass. Same concept, still a butane insert. The cutter on this one is brass. So I have a brass cigar cutter in here, just in case for those sticks. Microfiber cloth on this one is a green microfiber cloth I got in a big pack from Amazon. Other side over here, same exact concept for this layout over here. We have the pry bar by Daily Carry Co. This one is my Leatherman Free P4. However, it is modified so that way I can use the Leatherman bit kits, because if I did not modify this, so I can use quarter inch bits, and I can use 4mm bits on the very inside, which I don't carry 4mm bits, but this thing actually allows for me to use the Leatherman bit kit bits, although they're not shaped like quarter inch, just because of how they made this thing. I can still actually put Leatherman's bits in here and drive fasteners or loosen fasteners. So this thing I bought on eBay years ago. And it works with the lock of the Free P4. I just saw the Free P2 on a crazy good sale on for the big spring sale for Amazon. It was $90. That is a buy it now price, because these things are so easily modified that you can take and do stuff like I did here. Otherwise, you won't have a big kit, but you will have the nice long screwdriver if you want that. And then it still has the same concept of the Leatherman ratchet in here, and the big. Obviously, you saw the big kit. It does have in this kit. It has the Arc Pro Ultra. So still has the Arc Pro Ultra, a little bit more lumen. It does have this breathing like light right here, lets you know the life cycle of the flashlight itself, how long you've had it, and all that other type of stuff. I think it's really slick. These Arc Pro flashlights are just a significantly good upgrade to the Arc Felds, especially with the introduction of the USB-C. It just makes so much sense for that. You're also getting dude wipes in here because, you know, same. You're getting the Journeyman pen by Wingback, upgraded version of that other pen. Difference here is they added a pocket clip and they made the pen a little bit longer, and it uses way more common refills than the older version. The only difference with this one, I still have that TSA kit. I do have a lanyard in here, and this one in here is just in case. A lot of times this kit will get thrown under my armpit and walk out the door, like I said, and because of that, I oftentimes will put my truck keys or my wife's car key when we get to a destination, hang it from this this loop and let it droop at the bottom of the bag. That way it's not in my pocket or anything when we go out at a bar. We do a lot of karaoke. This is kind of like my karaoke bag, where at the karaoke place we go to, you can smoke on their patio. So we'll smoke cigars on the patio. We'll do karaoke inside. I love this. I've had this one for a number of years. I think I've had this one for going on 3+ years. I mean, I've actually had to send it in to get work done by Nutsack. They've completely warrantied it out. They take care of you. I like the thing about the Nutsacks is they're both made in America. This is like a really super duper like these are just great pouches. I mean, other brands make pouches that you may be a big fan of, especially stuff from like Maxpedition, right? So you can always get yourself a good Maxpedition pouch. You can get yourself a good Orbit Key pouch. But I'm just telling you, if you get one of these made in America pouches, whether it's Data Crew, Garage Built Gear, Nutsack, you can just tell the craftsmanship. You can just tell the level of effort when it comes in, because they're all kind of just a little bit different, as in the standard Molly is going to be the same, but just the feel of it. I've had 3 of these go through my hands because I've given 2 away to my audience. You can tell the difference with these bad boys. They're fantastic, especially when they begin to patina. But what do you keep? Do you have a pouch that goes with, you know, every single place? No matter what's going on, you know, I got the Tech pouch and the Possibles pouch. Those things kind of sit around in places. These things go with me. Only time I don't have these with me for the most part is if I'm going on a ruck. I don't really need them in that instance, but everywhere else I'm ready to rock and roll. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. Everyone else, we'll speak soon.